Okay, so welcome to the next tutorial after beginner method. There'll be maybe 3 parts, maybe 4, depending on how long I babble on for when it comes to the next things that we should do to basically solve faster. So the first thing we want to do is something that is known as F2L. I'm going to start with this rather than faster white cross and all that kind of jazz, but basically it means once we have made our cross, we can then start adding both pieces. So for example, we've got these two here, we'd throw them in like this. So this is what F2L is. We're going to solve the first 2 layers simultaneously so that we don't have to do that next step once we've already put one in and then gone, we've got to take that one out and do all this, and we just get it to that. Okay, so F2L in a nutshell is when we line 2 pieces up in the top layer so that we can slot them in simultaneously into the bottom and the middle layer. So for example, we have these 2 here. We can put them straight in there by lifting this layer up, moving it over and dropping it down, and that solves these 2 together. Okay, so to do this, we're going to look around the top for a white piece. So we have white, orange, and green here. We need to look for its pair, which is over here, but we need it in the top layer. So if we just remove it from the middle layer by taking it out like that, or if you want, do it like this, and then locate the 2 pieces in the top layer. Now, at the moment, these aren't lined up in any way for us to solve. The best thing to do when you're first starting out is to locate the other 2 colors other than white. So, for example, we've got green and orange here, and line it up on the side that the white faces, like this. Okay, so if it was facing the other way, like this, green and red, it would be on the right side with the white facing out, like so. But we're doing the green and orange, so luckily it just sits there. Now, the other green and orange piece is here. We want this piece, because the colors are matching, to be here. If it was green facing up, we'd want it here. So to move this around freely without messing around with this piece, we drop that into the lower layer, like so. And the reason why we do it on this side is because this is the slot we're solving into, so we don't care about messing up any of the pieces in here. So drop this down, move that over to there, and lift it back up, and that lines them up. And then we do a U2 to line them up here, and then lift it up and drop it in, like so. So moving on to the green and red, we do the exact same thing. So this was already in position here because it's lined up with the green and the red, and the white is facing out. So we'll drop this down, move the red one over, lift it up, and that has lined these 2 pieces up nicely there. So then we do a U-turn. A U-turn? No, we do a U2, thank you. We lift this layer up, move it over, and drop it in. And that solves these 2 together as well. So the last one is a good example of what we wanted. We'll line the blue and the orange up here. And this is already lined up, but let's say for argument's sake it's over here. Or here, I guess, if it doesn't really matter. Obviously, as you can see, these 2 don't line up. So if it was over here, we do that, we do that, and we do that. Now, these 2 are lined up so that when we put the white piece over this corner, it's exactly the same as the last sexy move that we do when it comes to solving the middle layer. So this is essentially what you're doing during that beginner tutorial. So you would see it like this. Oh, hello. Okay, there we go. Yeah. Anyway, so yeah. And the way we do it in the beginner tutorial is we end up lining them up like this anyway. And boom. Okay. Okay, so you might find that you have a white piece facing up. If you have a white piece facing up, it is even easier to solve because it's a case of lining up the other piece with the center color that is on the side and then rolling it back away from the color that is on top. So for example, we'd be dropping it down to the orange center, not to the red center. We want to drop it back to the orange center. Then take this piece, put it on top, and then undo that side move that we did. And then we're just left with this case again that we can slot in. So then moving on, we line these two up, move them over here, and drop them in. That gives us this and this. So if you do come across this, what you can do is this, 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 and this, and that lines them up like that. But don't worry about that if you don't want to. Just take the piece out of the center and do what we've been doing before. And these are the last two here. And boom. Okay, so that is F2L in a nutshell. It gets us to this stage much quicker. And then the next few videos I'm going to do will be regarding OLL and PLL in a very simple way. It means we've got to memorize a few more algorithms, but you know, if you've come this far, why not? Keep going. Right, I'll see you in the next.